What's good, y'all? Listen, I know I'm a little silly or whatever, but that's because I just got finished watching this damn episode of these damn salt of these damn salt wives, girl. Child, I ain't even got to my damn notes yet. So here we go. These stank ass salt wives, girl. This is season 2, episode 11. Old Testament's New Revelations, dear God. So the episode continues where I left off at, and that was with them trying to figure out Shawshank and trying to figure out Shawshank. Uh And Lisa gets emotional, saying that she didn't know her the way she thought she did. Of course you did it because y'all shit was built and based on something that was very disingenuous. If it was genuine, you would have known that that bitch won't shit, and you would not have wanted nothing to do with her. That's the whole point. We was trying to explain that to you, Lisa, but you ain't want to listen, girl. You was a lot like Heather. I'm glad you smartened up. So then the group thinks that she got out the Uber to see another man because then it came down to when Heather was talking about how she Ubered Jen home, and when she checked on her progress of the ride to see if she got home safe, she had found out that she had got off. I think like 30 miles away from her house or something like that on the intersection or whatever the case may be. And then that's when Lisa made mention to the fact of she may think she may have known who she went to go and see, but she wasn't going to say, and all of the rest of that. And I don't like what Lisa's doing because Lisa keeps trying to act like she's trying to keep people confidences, but you're bringing shit up on camera and you're bringing it up on TV. Much like with the whole situation with Cameron, how you we're gonna get to it in a second where it'll make sense. So they talk about weird text messages that was being sent to the group after last year, and because of the way that the word "because" was spelled, it was spelled Buz. She says that she knows that it was Shawshank because she's the only one who spells the word "because" like that. And when I looked at the tweet, it was I seen the R word in there. We all know what the R word is when it comes to Karens and stuff like that. I saw that being up in there or whatever the case may be. It was a cryptic tweet like that all of them said that they received after last season's shenanigans dealing with her ass. And because of the way that that word was spelled, Lisa is more than certain that she was the one that sent them that stupid ass text message instead of her being a real bitch and saying what she got to say to their asses to their damn face. See, I don't like shit like that. Moving on. Hate out loud, ho. I say that all the time. Hate out loud. Don't be out here sending subliminal messages, girl, because we too grown for that. So Meredith admits to hiring a private investigator and saying that Miss Burkisha was being threatened, and the PI says that it was 100% sent from Shawshank. And then Whitney was like, she's never had a friend, or been in a friend group where one friend had to hire a PI on another. Me neither, child, because I don't do no PIs and no cops, no none of that. She asks who wants to be, when I say she, I mean Meredith. Meredith asks who wants to be friends with Shawshank moving forward, and Jeannie feels uncomfortable with them bashing Shawshank without the facts. Maybe she should watch her back. And then Heather says that she'll help her out for better or worse. Jeannie, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, it's a damn duck, Jeannie. And while I hear you, we should hear all the facts and all of that. Everybody not lying on her. Not to mention, she has done a lot of shady shit and is now being called out and is now being brought to the mat. So while I get, and my whole thing is, Jeannie, you don't even know Jen like that. Like you just now recently met Jen, so you shouldn't even be this emotionally attached to it anyway. Like while I hear what you're saying, it's like now you feel like you gotta watch your back. Not, well, I mean you do with Jen, but not with these ladies because Jen bought this shit to their doorstep. Um, so then Lisa asks Heather at what point is she being a good friend or is she just being stupid? And that pertained to when Heather was like, no matter what, she gonna ride or die for Jen. I'm gonna tell you something, Heather, and I'm gonna put my phone down because I want to be completely real with you, sis. Because that's the one thing that I like the most about you. You love to see the good in people, and you think that there's good in people. And I do believe there's some good in some people. But Jen, some people, I mean, Jen, Lord, not Jen, Heather, some people are just not worth your niceness. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your kindness, nor are they worth your loyalty. And you're very loyal, and I want you to continue to be that way, but be that way to a person that is going to be just as loyal to you. Because at the end, Heather, I do not believe nowhere up there and the man up there in that moon that if the shoe was on the other foot, that Jen would be standing down for your ass 10 toes down. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that. And I don't want you to feel like you're being a bad person by letting Jen go. Sometimes you have to let a person hit rock bottom. Stop standing in the way of Jen hitting rock bottom. She needs that. Jen needs to hit rock bottom. She needs to lose things. She needs to lose people up out of her life for her to really get it. Some people are just like that. They have to lose everything in order to realize what it is that they've missed and what it is that they don't have no more. I'm just saying, because it isn't fair to you, friend. It's not fair for you to sit here and constantly put yourself in a line of fire for somebody that constantly finds a way to burn you at the end of the day. It's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair for your sanity. It's not fair to the friendship. It's not fair to your feelings. It's not fair to your conscience. It's not fair to your soul. It's not fair for any of that. It's not. And I hear you, but she's not deserving of that. She's not. She's not. I'm just saying. So that's just a little word for you, friend. So Meredith sets the record straight and says that she's given chances, and every time she was burned, she's not her friend. So why would she show up for her? And I totally understand Meredith in that moment. We're not friends. We're not friends. And I'm getting she has. She's given so many opportunities to Jen, and Jen found the way to fuck her ass over every time. The same way that she's done you, Heather. I'm just saying. So then Mary agrees that she's always known that there was a scandal. Mary, I said this last week. All of this grandstanding and highfalutin and sitting on the high horse and throwing all of these stones that you're throwing, yeah, you about to be singing a whole nother tune next week, and I'm all down for you getting your just dues because you gaslit this shit as if you don't have some shit of your own going on, and you do. So Meredith tells the table that she's finished with Shawshank and that she doesn't want to be in her presence. She doesn't want her in her store. She doesn't want her around her family. So if they invite her to anything, do not invite her. And I was down for Meredith putting her pussy and her titties on the table and letting it on. Listen, if y'all having a function and y'all want to invite her, that's fine. I have no problems with that. I'll send you a gift. I'll shoot you a text. I'll do whatever, but don't invite me. I don't want that bitch around my space. I don't want her in my aura. I don't want her near my bubble. I don't want her nowhere around me. And she doesn't owe nobody around there an explanation of who she likes or who she loves or who she do and don't want around her in her space. So I was down for her for putting her pussy and her titties on the table and letting it know what it is. I was down for that. And I was down for that orange dress you had on down to confessionals, Meredith. I was down for it. So the next day, Meredith, well, not the next day. Yeah, the next day, Meredith and Lisa talk. So Meredith brings up the conversation she had with Cameron down to her event and what Whitney told her as well and asks if Lisa knows more. Lisa says that she thinks Cameron thought the world of Mary and that they had a strong relationship. When asked what is she trying to say, she says she's not saying anything. She just thinks she trusted her. And Meredith feels like she knows more than what she's saying, and she does. She does. She does. Lisa knows way more than what she's letting up. Why she's not coming up off it, I don't know. And then your excuse is, well, you don't want to bring it up on. Well, no, no, no. Your excuse is, you want to keep the confidence between you and Cameron. But my thing is, Cameron talked to her about it on camera. Mary is going to find out about the conversation being had either way. So at this point, you may as well just put your pussy and your titties on the table and let it be known what it is that you know and stop holding on to it. I don't know why you holding on to this stuff, Lisa, trying to hold on to these friendships, but whatever, child. Um, So Heather, Whitney, and Jeannie, they go dog sledding. And Heather feels like it was the Lisa Barlow show after the whole situation happened when the feds showed up down to her. The feds girl, when the feds showed up down to her situation. And she feels like she knows more about the situation than what she's done. Because the entire time she just kept calling her lawyers and trying to make it all about her, and then leaving people in the place of curiosity by saying, I think I got it all figured out, but I want to know what y'all think, and I'll let y'all know if y'all close to it. Like, that's just so childish to me. That's so childish and it's so juvenile. If you know something, speak on it. It'll make you more interesting. Quiet as it's kept. Um, Jeannie taking up for Lisa in her confessionals. Again, Jeannie, I don't know why you feel like you got to take up for everybody. And at the end of the day, your friend is full of shit. And I'm glad that you finally caught that down to the end of this. So Lisa, Meredith, and Mary go shopping and they go ice skating. So Heather opens up about her. I mean, they went ice skating or whatever, but it really won't nothing to that. So Heather opens up about her relationship with her younger sister and how they're in a much better space now, but she does feel like she owes, her, she owes it to her, more apologies or whatever because of the way things ended. Because she basically ostracized her because, she was still like up, in the Mormon faith or whatever, and her sister strayed away. And her faith was when somebody stray away, you drop them. It doesn't matter whether it's a friend, family, foe, whatever. You drop them, and that's what Heather did because of the religion. Now that she's out of it, she wants to have that a much better connection with her sister, but they still got some working out to do, and I feel like they can do it. So Shawshank goes to see Clayton, her lawyer, and then she gives this cockamamie story about how a number called her phone that listed her husband's number, but it wasn't her husband's voice. The voice that the person on the other end told her what happened to Sharif, but then she realized it wasn't Sharif, and all of the you know Shawshank, the fact that Stuart Little flipped on your ass, that tells me everything that I need to know about you. So all of this bull swanky that you up here giving us, girl, you can keep it. Cause see, I ain't got a heaven or hell or a jail cell to put your ass in. But the judge do, bitch. So if you want to listen, if you want to stand a chance of uh, listen, don't tell that story, Jen. Please don't go down there telling that people that story, okay? Please don't go down there telling people that story. That's all I'm gonna say. So they're having a themed dinner, and I thought Whitney's outfit was to die for. I lived this. She had on little lederhosen shorts, while all the rest of them had on skirts and stuff like that. But hers was shorts. It was really, really cute. I was down for Whitney's outfit. Mary and all of her complaints goes back to what I said before. She does not fit in with these women. She sticks out like a sore thumb. She chooses to be a square. She chooses to be an outsider because of her nasty, piss poor damn attitude. I don't know why y'all got her intertwined with these women. I really don't. I don't know why y'all got her intertwined with these women. She doesn't fit in, and she doesn't want to fit in. Um, so Whitney tries to talk to Mary about her feelings and about her saying that they weren't friends like that, and she falls asleep in the middle of her talking. But she says she hears her. So when trying to talk to Mary some more, she just gets up and leaves. And her excuse is she's drunk. I could tell she's drinking. And why would I have a conversation with a person, you know what I'm saying, who's drunk and won't remember the conversation anyway, and all of this. And I'm sitting here like the nerve of you to sit up and try to dictate when somebody is drunk or not. I'm looking at this woman and I'm hearing her voice. I don't see nothing drunk about her. Is she a little tipsy? Absolutely. They took shots, but she was nowhere near drunk. She knew exactly what the hell she was saying to you, and she wasn't wrong in what she said. You look for respect from people during every part of the day, but you feel like because you some type of first lady or more or you're held down to that damn fucked up ass church you at, that everybody is supposed to kiss your ass. Bitch, who the fuck is you? God don't even know your name. So why would I respect you? You don't have a heaven or hell to put me in. You don't pay nobody bills. You're no better than anybody. You're no better than Jen, in my opinion. You're worse because you're running around here trying to make yourself out to be so close to God. And like I said, your name ain't nowhere in the book of life, Mary. I know it's not. There's nothing God-like about you. There is nothing that will ever make me want to go and visit your church. Being around you, I would never go to your church. I wouldn't step foot in your church. You are the precise reason why the black churches today are dwindling down. You and bitches like you, Mary. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. So Whitney brings up what she heard about Mary and her church and how she always protected her, and she just doesn't understand why she's being treated like that. And she's just a nasty bitch. That's why she treats you like that. Stop trying with her, Whitney. Leave that Beelzebub alone. And so then they get to talking about what they heard from Cameron and things like that. And then Meredith gets upset because here is another time Lisa is sitting on some tea and she refuses to talk about it. And I don't blame Meredith for getting upset because you know all of these things about her, and I'm having her back because she's my friend. But if I keep hearing these things and I know all of these people ain't lying, and then you keep throwing in little nuggets, making people feel like you know something, but you want to sit back and be like, "Oh, but I'm not gonna say it." That does frustrate people, and I'm. This is the point where Jeannie finally understood what Heather and Whitney was saying while they was in the bus, because even she was saying, if you're gonna throw out little hints that you know something, then just say that. Like I was on their side with that. And then she comes out of her mouth and says that Cameron mortgaged his house to give her $300,000. And that's basically where the episode ended at. So y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more to give y'all. This episode was very interesting. Um, I think it was completely hilarious about what's going on with Shawshank, and that bitch is going down. I want that hoe to rot, and I can't wait to see Mary get her due deals. I cannot wait to see Mary. I can't wait to see Mary get hers. I really cannot, because she is such a nasty individual, and it feels good to see somebody get their just due. It does, especially when they deserve it. Because anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all I got. Y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. And until next time, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Bye.